Oh boy, it's here. It's finally here. We got a stacked card this weekend. Last pay-per-view of at least, I was going to say the UFC era, but last pay-per-view. We're moving to Paramount from here, boys. Big things are coming. Even though some of these Jesus Christ, long day. Even some of these matchups that have been recently announced kind of suck. We get to watch them for the low price of, I pay for Paramount. I don't even know what I pay. 13, 14 bucks a month instead of like 80 bucks for a pay-per-view. This is big, solid way to end not the year. I'm just going to shut up. You know what this is. UFC 323, full card, predictions, breakdowns. Let's jump into it. Starting with the early prelims on Fight Pass. I wonder if they're going to keep doing that on these big cards because, I don't have Fight Pass, so I'm not going to be watching any of these, and there's some good scraps here. Starting with Muhammad Naimov versus Mairon Santos. I think I'm going to go Mairon Santos here. Naimov is a tough out. This is going to be a tough test for Santos. Arguably, he didn't win that fight against Francis Marshall. I mean, you can argue Francis Marshall won that fight. It was a very close fight. There's an argument there that he lost that fight. But Francis Marshall's, I don't know. I feel like Naimov's a lot like that. Really good wrestling with big, strong 145er with solid grappling. But Mairon Santos has good takedown defense, dude. And if he does get taken down, he's good at scrambling back to the feet. And he's just so technical on the feet. He makes such good decisions for a young fighter. That's one thing, I noticed all throughout the Ultimate Fighter, Grasso Shevchenko, is he was just, he just makes good decisions, right? And that's what often gets, these young guys in trouble is making the bad decisions. Don't count on it in this fight. I think he can stay on the feet. I think he's got more technical striking than Naimov. I honestly think Mairon Santos probably outpoints him. Maybe he gets taken down at one point. I don't think Muhammad Naimov has enough physicality to hold a guy like Mairon Santos down. So I think if he does get taken down, he's just going to get right back up. If there's any control time, it's just going to be Naimov trying to hold on for dear life, which as we've seen with some of these decisions, very, very damage-based these days. I just think Mairon's going to do more damage. Probably pull a 29-28 decision. Nothing spectacular, but I do think he's just going to outpoint him, outdamage Muhammad Naimov. Mansur, Abdul, Malik, Antonio Trocoli, whatever you want to call him. Dude, this is this is such a setup fight. Mansur Abdul Malik, he's a prospect. He's a dangerous prospect with knockout power. Pretty sure he's finished both of his opponents by knockout in the UFC. Cardio sometimes is a bit interesting, but he's gonna have no problems in this fight, dude. Trocoli, he's kind of a can at this point. He's just kind of a can. This is a sacrificial lamb. Count on Mansur Abdul Malik to go in there, put hands on him. Plus, he's an all-American wrestler, right? I'm not thinking of Jacob. What the hell is that guy's name? The other guy. Oh my God, I can't believe it. He's one of the best prospects right now. He's an Oklahoma State guy. Mansur Abdul Malik, regardless, solid wrestling game. Don't count on the takedowns to be there for Trocoli. And then on the feet, dude, he's just a wrecking machine. I think he probably gets Trocoli out of there. Round 1 knockout. Pretty easy one here to predict. Iwo Baraniewski, Ibo Aslan. Look, I'm going to be honest, man. I don't know a fucking thing about this guy, Ibo Baraniewski. Ibo Aslan's not very good, though, dude. He had, a close fight with Ion Kutaleba. I don't know, man. This guy looks pretty tough. Iwo looks pretty tough. Iwo looks pretty tough, man. He's undefeated. I think he's this says 1-0, but I think if you click on his profile, I believe he's 6-0. He doesn't have any UFC fights, though. Oh, man, dude. Average fight time of 20 seconds. You know what? I know it's a debut, but debutants have been doing very, very good lately. And Ibo Aslan, he just doesn't have that X factor. There's nothing this guy does particularly well that stands off the page, So I'm going to go Iwo Baraniewski to beat Ibo. Ibo is going to beat Ibo by knockout round 2. We'll go round 2. Edson Barbosa, Jalin Turner. Again, like, kind of another setup fight, dude. Edson Barbosa's like 40 at this point. Jalin Turner's going to win this fight, dude. I know he's coming off a long layoff. Wonder if he misses weight. That'll be interesting. For now, I'm going to go with Jalin Turner. I think he's going to knock Edson Barbosa out, dude. Barbosa's chinny at this point. He's old. He's slowed down. Prime Barbosa probably would have wheel kicked him in his head. And I don't know about knocked him out, but it would have been a good scrap. I know it's a long layoff for Jalin Turner, but he just has the youth, dude. He has, like, the size, the power over a guy like Edson Barbosa. You know, I'm like watching Edson Barbosa later into his career against guys like, oh my God, Lerone Murphy. Some of these, I'm trying to think of his last fight. But it's just been like war after war lately for Edson, right? Like, Barbosa, that's who I'm speaking about. Jesus. Drakkar Close, right? Beat up on him, got the decision. Lerone Murphy, put hands on him, beat him up, dropped him multiple times. He did beat Sadiq Yusuf. Sadiq Yusuf's not that good, dude. He's kind of horrible. Beat Billy Q, but I mean, this is 2023. I mean, he's coming off the back of 2 like wars, dude, like where he took a lot of fucking not even wars. Fights where he just took a lot of fucking damage. I mean, he's had his moments. He had his moments in the Murphy fight, but dude, he's just taken so much damage. And like a guy like Jalin Turner, you know, he hits harder than Lerone Murphy. He hits harder than Drakkar Close, right? So I just think he probably knocks Edson out. Probably knocks him out in. I'm gonna go round 1, man. I just think he's gonna put those hands on him. Jalin hits like a truck. He doesn't have to worry about being grappled in this fight or submitted, you know, because his submission defense is terrible. But he doesn't have to worry. This is a striker-on-striker matchup. They're feeding Jalin Turner an older, big name in Edson Barbosa, and he's going to get it done by knockout first round. Marvin Vettori, Bruno Ferreira. I honestly think this could be a pretty competitive fight. I will go Marvin Vettori. I just think he's going to out-blockhead him, out-tough him, and just land a bit more. I mean, we probably see 29-28 decision here. Let me look into Bruno Ferreira. God, some of these guys. Let's see. Jackson McVee. I think that was Jackson McVee's debut. Jackson's tough, dude. He's tough. I watched the Zachary Reese fight. He is tough. Petrosian. Submissions. You're not submitting Marvin Vettori. So that's probably why I go Marvin here. I mean, dude, and this is a terrible look in my opinion. Look. Magomedov, Abus Magomedov is a tough dude, but if Abus Magomedov is submitting you in round 3, there's a huge fucking problem there, dude. Because Abus Magomedov is tired after round 1. So if an exhausted Abus Magomedov is able to submit you in round 3, that tells me maybe your cardio isn't the best. And it kind of shows in his fight history, right? Round 1, round 2. You're not submitting Marvin Vettori, dude. He's unsubmittable. You know, he's just unsubmittable. I mean, Dustin Stoltzfus, round 1. Dude, what happens when this guy is going into the later rounds, round 2, round 3 with Marvin Vettori? I think he's just not going to be able to get that submission. He's not going to knock Marvin out. Marvin's got a block head, cinder block for a head. So I just think Marvin probably outpoints him, puts hands on him. Probably 30-27, dude. Probably pretty one-sided. Actually, maybe 29-28. I know Ferreira's tough. He is a finisher. He is tough. I just think that experience is going to pay off, and Marvin Vettori is just going to out-tough him, slightly out-damage him to a decision. All right, Nazim Sadykhov, Ziam. Dude, this is an underrated fight on the card. Seriously, you watch both these guys fight, dude. Both these guys are chaos. They're all about war. Right? These guys bring the heat. Both of these guys, high pace, high damage guys. Power probably would be on the side of Nazim Sadykhov. I want to say Ferreira though. Like, dude, this is a close fight. I want to say Ferreira has a better wins under his belt, right? Mike Davis is an underrated win. Mike Davis is like really athletic dude, tough guy. You saw Mike Davis in his last fight, like he showed out big time. Matt Frivola, that's like, tricky veteran there. Claudio Puelles, dangerous submission guy. So it's like we're seeing like a well-roundedness from this guy, from Ferreira, right? He's able to he's able to deal with the wrestling of Mike Davis and the power of Mike Davis on the feet. Outperform him there. He's able to deal with the veteran like knowledge of a guy like Frivola. He's able to deal with a dangerous submission game with a guy like Claudio Puelles. He's able to outdo a technical striker like Jai Herbert. Like, good wins, right? Whereas like Nazim Sadykhov, like, he's a tough guy, dude. His last fight was absolutely insane with Jesus Christ. Can I like pull this guy with James Lawntop? He landed like 60 unanswered strikes to that guy's dome piece. Crazy fight, super entertaining. He's an entertaining dude, but it's like, I just don't feel like the win quality is the same, right? Nicholas Mata is like, he's a tough guy, but he's just kind of a punching bag. He's kind of a blockhead, He's most well known for like, having like a semi-close fight with Mauricio Huffy, right? Ismail Bonfim, he's kind of a journeyman. He's not like Gabriel Bonfim, right? He's just not that good. I'm telling you, a draw with Borshev is a bad look there. McKinney's a decent win. I think it's an underrated win. McKinney's a tough dude. Evan Elder, I think, is also a good win. So both guys have some solid wins. I just rate Ferreira's wins a bit more, and I just think he's been battle tested a bit more than a guy like Sadykhov has with higher level competition. Like, both these guys are well rounded, dude. Like, they're very, very similar in their styles. I just think like Ferreira has the ability to just be a little bit of a step ahead of Sadykhov here in the scrambling, on the feet. There is some danger on the feet with a guy like Sadykhov. This is going to be an insane fight, dude. I'm telling you, like, this could be fight of the night right here. Potentially could be looking at a war. I just think Ferreira is going to slightly outdo this guy. He's going to take a lot of damage. Both guys are going to take a lot of damage. It's going to be an absolute war, calling it now. I just think Ferreira's experience and kind of like pressure and pace and his just ability to do it all at a high level very quickly, like very fast paced in the fight. I just think he's going to be a little bit of a step ahead of Sadykhov here. He's going to pull a 29-28 decision. Could even be a split decision here. I do think it will be a close fight. I just think Ferreira is a bit better than Sadykhov. But dude, sick fight. And this is opening up the fucking prelims. Seriously. Not the early prelims, the main prelims. Crazy. Macy Barber. Oh, man, Macy Barber pissed me off so bad, man. Like, I sat through an entire Apex card. We were 5 minutes away from the main event, her and Erin Blanchfield, and she pulled out last minute. Pissed me off. It really pissed me off, and I just don't feel like she ever answered those questions about what the fuck happened. She was having seizures, apparently. She never has been able to answer what really happened. Kind of pissed me off, but that's beside the point. Karine Silva. Oh, my God. I know I've seen... Can I open the name, please? I know I've seen Karine Silva fight. Like, before... God, I sound like a casual on this card. I've seen her fight. I just fucking forget a lot. A lot of these fighters are forgettable on this card. Oh, man. Dude, Look, I know Macy Barber's coming off a long layoff, but I just think she probably gets it done here, man. I just think she probably gets it done. I just think, like, she hits hard on the feet. She's a fucking dog. Karine Silva, like, just kind of a decision merchant. Macy can do damage. Like, this is definitely a step up for Karine Silva. I don't think she possesses the power to put someone like Macy Barber out, nor out-tough her in a fight. Macy Barber is a fucking dog, dude. When she does get in there, when she's not ruining events literally last second, she has entertaining fights, dude. She's a fucking dog. She'll be busted up, smiling. Like Macy Barber's a dog, and I just think she's going to out-dog Silva here. She probably TKOs her, probably like round 2. Maybe has a bit of a shaky first round being off for so long. Picks it back up round 2. Drops Karine Silva. TKOs her. Terrance McKinney, Chris Duncan. Again, sick fight. I'm going to go Chris Duncan in this one, though. Coming off that win over Rebecca, dude, like, that was an absolute war. He looked good. He showed he has a really, really great ability to just do damage in fights. Whereas, like, I feel like McKinney really doesn't. He's more of, like, he's a blitzer, right? He's a fucking marauder. He blitzes you. He's either going to take you down and choke you out with a rear naked choke or knock you out on the feet. Probably the latter, right, with the rear naked choke. But, like, you don't see him just build accumulated damage round after round. He's not that kind of guy. Whereas Duncan is, and he showed it in that Rebecca fight. Fight before that, he showed a really good wrestling game. I just don't think Terrance is going to be able... Look, Terrance probably gets a takedown quick. He's an explosive wrestler, talented wrestler. But a guy like Chris Duncan, dude, like, I'm done fucking doubting him. After that Rebecca fight, I'm just done doubting the guy. Seriously. Like, this could be a little premature, but honest to God, like, we could be looking at the next Dustin Poirier in the lightweight division here. Same camp. He's trained with Dustin before. He does damage, really good damage with elbows. He does damage on the feet. He's got a good, slick ground game. He reminds me of Dustin Poirier, dude. He's willing to fucking have dog fights. And I just think, like, he's going to be a bit too much for McKinney. Like, McKinney's going to get a takedown. This guy's going to be either scrambling up or fighting for submissions. Like, I just don't think McKinney's going to be able to blitz this guy. And you look at McKinney, he's absolutely a first-round fighter. If he doesn't get you out of there in the first round, typically he's not winning that fight. And I don't think he's going to get Chris Duncan down with that patented double and lock in a rear naked choke in round 1. And if that doesn't happen, dude, Chris Duncan's going to be throwing nasty kicks, teep kicks, elbows. He's going to be trying to bust McKinney up. He's going to be landing significant strikes. McKinney's going to have to overcommit to the wrestling. Guillotine? It jumps the gillet? No, I'm just kidding. And it's like, his only hope in this fight is to just get him down and choke him the fuck out or somehow fluke a knockout. Dude, Rebecca hits hard. He's heavy-handed. He wasn't able to knock Chris Duncan out. And Chris Duncan just simply out-damaged him in that fight. Busted him open. Busted him up bad. Like career-altering type shit. And I think that happens here, man. And I think he finishes McKinney. Because McKinney's, he's such a fast-twitch, explosive guy that he tends to, like, burn the gas tank out. We don't really see him after round 1 very often, right? It's like he's either getting chinned or he's taking you down and some, if he does get the back of Chris Duncan, even then, I just think Chris Duncan is, like, well-versed enough to survive there. Dude, he trains out of ATT. He's trained with guys like Dustin Poirier. He's riding high on a good win streak. He's fucking well-rounded. And I just think there's not really much... I don't think Terrance McKinney can put him in those really, really... I don't think he can make him panic. Jesus, I can't speak. There's a ringing in my ear, too. I don't think he's going to make Chris Duncan panic. Even worst case scenario, he gets him down and gets on the back. I think Duncan's going to survive. I think he's going to fight the fucking hands, bro. I think he's just going to fight the hands. Maybe he loses the round, and then he's just going to get right back to it, round 2, doing damage. Busting McKinney up on the feet. And I think, ultimately, he's probably going to finish him in round 2. Maybe round 3. No, probably round 2. Probably towards the end of round 2, I think McKinney's going to, like, really have to try to force the grappling early in this fight. Get him down, get into his spot that he loves. Back mount, with the rear naked choke. He's going to have to try to get that. And I just don't think he's going to be able to like do it to Chris Duncan. I don't foresee him being able to get Chris Duncan down. You know, I think every time he does, he's going to be eating damage. He's going to be eating damage when each fight starts on this feet, each round. He's going to be eating damage, going for takedowns. Chris Duncan's probably going to scramble a few times. You're going to have to try to get him back down. It's going to be an exhausting pace. Chris Duncan is shown to have good cardio. And I just think the damage is going to slowly start to accumulate until McKinney's going to be, you know, slowed down, tired, maybe exhausted towards the end of that second. And that's when Chris Duncan's going to capitalize on it, get him out of there. Headline in the prelims, Grant Dawson, Manuel Torres. Look, Manuel Torres, dude, dangerous guy, man. Dangerous guy. Dangerous knockout artist. I think Grant Dawson's going to go in here and completely fucking neutralize him, though. I just do. And I respect Manuel Torres. Last fight, god damn it. Who did he fight last? God, I wish these would open. Oh, okay. He knocked out Drew Dober. I mean, lost to Bahamundes. Ooh, beat Chris Duncan? Okay. Look, man. Chris Duncan ain't fucking Grant Dawson on the ground. Grant Dawson is one of the best grapplers in that division. You know, you talk about some of these unranked guys that, you know, kind of jump off the page. You got Grant. Oh, he's ranked now. Jesus Christ, I'm a casual. I didn't even know he was ranked 13th. But you start talking about these guys lower in the rankings or unranked. You know, guys like Grant Dawson, Pat Sabatini, these guys who can really grapple and have really good top control. Right? They're able, and Grant Dawson has shown it in like an improved ability to like not only control from the top position and avoid submissions, but also do damage. Like you look at the pace he put on Diego Ferreira, that's a tough dude. Jesus Christ, dude. That's a tough guy. And he put a pace on him. He damaged him up on the ground, beat him up. I just think he's going to do that to Manuel Torres, man. You know, you're not submitting a guy like Grant Dawson. Your best bet is to fluke a knockout over Grant Dawson. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Grant's learned his lesson from the Bobby Green fight. I think he learned his lesson. I think he's probably improved. That was a few years back, or maybe like a year and a half, something. I don't know. A while back. I think he's learned from that. Great pressure, great cardio. I just think he's going to probably win a smudge decision here against Manuel Torres, but also do some good damage, man. Like, I can't remember. Did he finish Fajeda in the last fight? I can't remember. Okay, unanimous. Hoffa Garcia, dude, good win. Selecki, Fajeda, solid win, man. Solid win. Yeah, I think it's probably a safe bet to go with Grant Dawson by decision. I do think he's going to damage the shit out of Manuel Torres, though. Not like Chris Duncan damage over Mateusz Rumbetsky, right? Not that kind of damage where the guy's eye is completely like he has a fucking baseball in his eye. Nothing like that, but, you know, he's just going to get him down. He's going to elbow him a bunch, punch him a bunch. Manuel Torres gets up. He's just going to drag him back down. He's just going to smudge grapple him in this fight. Simple as that. Jan Blachowicz, Bogdan Guskov. Oh, no. No, Jan. I'm going Bogdan Guskov, man. Like, I picked against him last fight against Nikita Krylov. I picked Krylov to win that fight. Dude, Bogdan, like, he impressed me in that fight simply because, like, a lot of these guys on the come up when they finish fights and when they're on this streak where they've been finishing dudes in the first round, like sometimes that gets them in trouble because they're just so much of a marauder that eventually you get that guy who's good, a good counterpuncher off the back foot, and they end up getting chinned, right? He showed really good restraint with Nikita Krylov. Now I'm not saying Nikita Krylov's a good counterpuncher, but this guy was patient, man. He was going to the body, going up top. Until eventually, he just dropped him and then got on top and just got his back and smashed Nikita Krylov with hammer fists and just significant strikes. And he didn't even have hooks in. It was just like more of like a back ride where he was just smashing him up. And he was really patient in that fight, man. Took his time. I like how he mixes it up. I like how he goes to the body. Like, he gets you really focusing on the body, and then he goes upstairs. I don't think he's probably going to finish Jan Blachowicz in the first round, but it's like, dude, I'm looking at that Jan in his last fight with Carlos Holberg, and I'm looking at an old, finally kind of like showing that he's aging Jan, right? He looked slower in that fight. Still throws excellent leg kicks. But I just think Bogdan, dude, he's going to be attacking the body. He's going to be attacking the legs. He's going to be attacking the head. Man, dude, I can see this guy putting him out late in the third round. I could see him putting Jan Blachowicz out in the third round. I can't, dude. Bogdan Guskov is too fucking lethal, man, and he's patient. He has a very good conservative style as well, right? And he's got improved takedown defense too. You know, you've seen guys start to shoot on him. He's better at stuffing that, because I know he almost Billy Elicana almost fucking fluked a win over this guy. And since then, he's been straight as an arrow, man. He's not making mistakes in there. He's patient. He's calculated. He's mixing it up to the body, mixing it up to the head. I think he chins Jan Blachowicz, dude. He's got wicked, nasty combinations. I sound like I'm from Boston. Wicked. I can't even do a Boston accent. But, like, he's got good hand speed. Nasty combinations. I think it's going to be an accumulation. I think, dude, he's like fucking 43 at this, 42, something like that. 41, maybe. I don't know. I just don't think he's going to be able to take this damage from a young up-and-comer like Bogdan Guskov, man, with the hand speed, with the damage this guy does. It seems like almost everything this guy lands is significant. And I just think it's going to accumulate, and I think he's going to get him out of there round 3. Triple C, Cejudo, Payton Talbott, Henry. I was trying to think of a good nickname for Henry besides Triple C. I don't know. Fuck it. This is actually an interesting fight, and I'm a bit torn on this one, man. I'm like, I can see Henry winning this fight. Fuck, man. But I can also see Payton winning it. Henry's such a small bantamweight, man. It's so hard to pick him at this point, especially against a 5'10", like, young, hungry fucking knockout artist who's also has shown improved grappling ability in Payton Talbott. Like, you look at the last fight against Lima, very, very improved, man. He went out there and out-grappled Lima. Completely what we didn't think was going to happen. We thought he was going to try to keep it on. I picked Lima to win, by the way. I thought Lima was going to ragdoll him based on what Raoni Barcelos did to him. How interesting, right? Payton Talbott gets fucking dog-walked by Raoni Barcelos, comes back, beats Felipe Lima, and now he gets to fight the former 2-division champion, number 10 ranked Henry Cejudo. Meanwhile, Raoni Barcelos is just grinding in the apex, grinding on the prelims, fighting unranked killers like Ricky Simone, fighting Cody Garbrandt. I mean, that's not a killer anymore. But it's just interesting, man, this kind of favoritism. It's just interesting, right? God, this is a tough one. Fuck. Dude. I'm going to go Henry Cejudo, I think. While Henry doesn't have, like, a smudge grappling style where he just gets you down like a Grant Dawson and just fucking blankets you the rest of the round, I still think he can mix it up enough to, like, keep a guy like Payton Talbott guessing. Because you look at that Raoni Barcelos fight, Raoni Barcelos was heavy on the wrestling game. Yeah, he did get... Fuck, I don't know. Fuck, now I'm rethinking that, because the difference between Henry and Raoni Barcelos, when Raoni got Payton Talbott down, he would beat the shit out of him and he would hold him down there. And it would take minutes for Payton to get back to his feet. So, the round started going by and Payton was forced to really be cognizant of that fucking takedown. Oh, man. I think Henry, dude, like, the level of experience here, you just can't even fucking compare it. I'm going to go Henry. I think he can mix in the wrestling enough, right? Some of those inside trips. I don't think he holds Payton down, but I think he just mixes it up enough that he can kind of open things up a little bit more on the feet. He does have fast hands. He does have good boxing, good kicks. I bet you he's probably a bit faster than Payton Talbott, right? He's smaller. I think and Henry doesn't get chinned either. Payton's not chinning him in this fight. And I just think it's hard for me to imagine Payton Talbott just technically outperforming Henry Cejudo. Guys like Merab Dvalishvili, Aljamain Sterling, Song Yadong, that's one thing. That's top fucking 5 and one former champ, one current GOAT of the bantamweight division, right? I don't see that here with a guy who's fought 3-4 times in the UFC now, super young, 11 fights under his belt, which Henry doesn't even have that many. That's crazy. I just think, dude, Henry's just gonna out-tactic him. He's gonna put on a veteran performance. It is gonna be close. Payton will have his moments, but I think Henry will mix in a few takedowns, land some good strikes on the feet, be kind of in and out with his movement, right? Closing the distance, landing a couple good combination, getting back out. Maybe he grabs a hold of Payton, does his little inside trip. He's going to win a close decision here, in my opinion. I just think technically, tactically, I just don't think Payton Talbott's ready for a guy like Henry who's been doing it for a while at the highest level. I just think Henry's going to do just enough to get a win, and then he's going to ride off into the sunset, right? This is his retirement fight. I don't know. I don't even think Payton Talbott rocks Henry Cejudo in this fight. I don't even know if we've ever really seen Henry rocked, right? Obviously, DJ Demetrius Johnson finished him to the body with a knee, but besides that, Payton he's going to look good. Maybe he scrambles real well with a few of the takedown attempts. I just think Henry's he's going to be darting in and out, man. He's going to be landing combinations, throwing kicks. It's going to be hard to track him down and hit him clean. And I don't see him chinning Henry Cejudo in this. And if he can't chin him, I just don't see him out-techniquing him, right? Out-game planning a guy like Henry Cejudo. So I'm going to go Henry, probably 29-28. It's not going to be super spectacular. He's going to do enough to earn the nod here and then retire, I guess. Crazy fucking retirement fight. Payton Talbott. Craziness. Brandon Moreno, Tatsuro Taira. Taira, whatever you want to say. Dude, I'm kind of fucking worried. This is... Oh, man. I'm going to go with Tatsuro Taira, man. If he... Normally, I'd be nervous for a guy like this if I was picking him. I'd be like, well, he hasn't fought this level of competition. Well, with Taira, he has, man. He fought Brandon Royval to a split decision, and he was one minor mistake away from winning that fight. You look at how he got Brandon Royval down to the ground and just fucking controlled him for multiple rounds on end. The guy has some of the best top control in the flyweight division currently, bar none. He's dangerous. He's always going to be threatening chokes, and he's just really good at backpacking dudes, and somehow he just doesn't burn his legs out. And I think Moreno's going to have a problem with that. The Pantoja fight, right? How did Pantoja win that fight? By kind of blanketing him, grappling him, holding him. There was a lot of boos. I remember the fight. It was a very underwhelming performance from Alexandre Pantoja. But that's what won him the fight, was just slowing Moreno the fuck down and winning some of those positional battles. And I think Tatsuro Taira, a big, strong, young, fucking hungry flyweight who probably is the best grappler in that division. Maybe, you could argue Pantoja, right? I just think he's not going to have a problem getting Moreno down, right? Getting a hold of him. It does make me nervous that it is a 3-rounder, but I don't know, man. I just think, and he showed improved striking. You look at his last fight with Young Sung Park, I believe. Young Sung Park. Dude, he dropped that guy on the feet. So, he's shown improved striking, right? He's going to have a physicality advantage. He's got improved striking. Wouldn't recommend, trying to outstrike Moreno to a decision here or get a knockout over him. It's probably not going to happen, but I just think he can out-physicality Moreno. I don't think he finishes him, but I think he's going to have enough control time. And he does do damage when he's on the back, too. Taira is not a guy that just fucking sits there and tries to smudge people. He's trying to either get a choke or he's just, punching the shit out of you on the back, right? Very, very close fight with Royval. First ever big fight this guy had in the UFC. It just wasn't his time. Made some slight mistakes, ended up giving up bottom position late into the 5th round, like the last 2 minutes, and he lost the fight because of it. Super, super close fight with Royval. I think he's probably learned from that. Like I said, I think the striking has evolved to a level that can, set up the takedowns a bit more now and actually enhance his grappling even more, because this guy can't drop you. If you're not on your P's and Q's on the feet, Taira will drop you, dude. He's got, decent power, decent hand speed, and obviously a world-class grappling game. And I think, I think he's just going to get it done here, man. I think he's going to get it done over Pantoja, probably by Pantoja, Jesus Christ. By Moreno. He's going to get it done over Moreno by decision. Yeah, probably 29-28. They don't favor like control as much now, but I just don't think Moreno's going to be able to do enough damage, because I think Taira's just going to constantly be getting a hold of him and getting him down, dude, and he's going to have too much control, but he's also going to have damage on the ground, dude, right? He's not going to stay stagnant and just try to, like, Jalin Almeida him, right? And that's going to get the decision for Tatsuro Taira. Big upset. After that, he's probably next, man, for the winner of Pantoja and Van. Speaking of that, Pantoja and Van. Co-main event. Flyweight title. Oh, man. Dude, I want Joshua Van to win this fight so bad. He has what it takes. He does have what it takes. Like, I'm going to go Pantoja, though. I just can't do it yet. I'm sorry. Like, and I know I picked against him in the Royval fight, and he just shocked all of us. But that was a close fight, man. That was a close fight, and you have to look at that fight. Royval fought Joshua Van on his terms, what he loves. Kickboxing. Standing in the pocket, slipping shots, trading back and forth. And that's ultimately what lost Royval that fight, dude, is he got dropped in like the last 30 seconds of the fight while shooting no takedowns on Van. Van does have very underrated takedown defense, the ability to scramble back up. You look at the Ray Saruya fight. Ray Saruya is one of the best wrestlers in the UFC, and Van was able to kind of like he was able to scramble back a lot when he did get taken down. He was able to stuff a lot of the shots of Ray Saruya. But dude, this pressure of Pantoja is just next level, right? And if Pantoja has shown that his chin is human in past fights, I pick Van 100%, right? Like if Pantoja, like he had a fight or two ago where he got dropped, I'm picking Joshua Van 100%. Pantoja ain't getting rocked ever, dude. He's like his fucking chin is something of legends. Like, children are going to read about this man's chin 100 years from now in the history books, man. Seriously. That's why I'm picking him, because you mix the pressure in. You're going to have to be dealing with that pressure on the feet, which I think Van, he can do pretty decent with that. But then you're also going to have to be defending the takedowns. The pace is going to be high for 5 rounds, right? I don't believe Joshua Van has ever went 5 rounds. So you mix the fact he's 23. This really, in my opinion, is only his second, world-class fighter he has faced in his UFC tenure to date. And you're going against, the number 2 flyweight of all time. Shut the fuck up with that number 1 stuff. Come on. DJ with, 12, 11 title defense? Shut up. You're going against the number 2 flyweight of all time in your second attempt at fighting a world-class fighter at 23 years of age. Joshua Van is the future of this division. I do agree with that. Listen, I picked this guy to be the next champion after Pantoja. That time is not now, though. I think he's going to get turned back here. I just think Pantoja, with the pressure, with the grappling, with the chin this man has, you're not going to be able to drop him like you did Royval. He's not going to fight you on your terms, for the entire fight. And, while Joshua Van has shown really good takedown defense, he has been taken down. A guy like Pantoja gets you down. He's got a much better control game than Ray Saruya. He does. Dangerous submission game. Dangerous ground and pound. He's hard as fuck to get off you, dude. If this guy gets the back, forget about it. You're either getting choked out or you're going to get backpacked the rest of the round and you're not going anywhere, right? He could Merab Max this fight, dude. Like, I don't think he obviously doesn't have anywhere near the cardio of Merab. He does slow down in times. I do think Joshua Van will have his moments. He might come close to getting Pantoja out of there at one point. I just think the experience, mixed with the pressure, mixed with the grappling, and just all the years of fighting at the highest level, I think it's just going to pay dividends for a guy like Pantoja. It's not Van's time yet. I don't think he's going to get finished. I just think he's going to probably lose a decision, like a 50-48 decision. He'll have his moments. It's just not quite his time. The guy's 23. He's got all the time in the world. He will be a champ at one point. It's just not going to be now. Pantoja by decision. Okay. Main event. Merab Dvalishvili, Petr Yan 2. Oh my God, this is a massive fight. Woo! I mean, it's not a massive fight, let's be honest. No, it's not a massive fight. I mean, I got to go Merab, obviously. I'm going to go Merab. I think it's going to be even more dominant than the last time. I don't know if he finishes Petr Yan. But this guy's going to get, what? He got like 9, 10 takedowns out of 40 attempts last time they fought. I like Merab to probably get about 15 takedowns this time around. 15 to 18 takedowns, I think, in that range. Like, and I say that because like his striking is like you're starting to see an evolution of his striking. Dude, I swear to God, that Corey Sandhagen fight, I thought Merab had him out of there on the feet in the second round. Really was like teeing off on Corey Sandhagen, hurt him badly in that second round with the boxing over a striker the caliber of Sandhagen. The man's evolving. He's got insane pressure. Petr Yan, like, I'm looking at that Marcus McGee fight, and I'm like, dude, there's no way. Like, he's just a lot more... He just doesn't seem to have the pop he used to have, right? Like, I just thought it was a really underwhelming fight with Marcus McGee. Now, I know that guy's got a fucking huge head and is built like a little brick shithouse, like Lou Ferrigno's poop. I don't remember what movie they said that. You look like Lou Ferrigno's poop. That's what that guy looks like. And it's just like, it was underwhelming, He's just very stationary. He just has the high guard, and it's like, dude, I'm just thinking of him with the high guard trying to, like, catch Merab with these strikes. And I just, by the time he throws, he'll probably catch him with the first hook. By the time he goes to throw another one, Merab's already on his legs, like, lifting him through the air, dumping him on his head. It's just like, you just can't ever breathe. Like, with Merab, it's just like, it's like you fighting, like, your little nephew that when they come over for Thanksgiving, or if you have kids, it's like you fighting your like 3-4-year-old kid. It's just nonstop Tasmanian devil energy. Now, I know you can easily physically, push them off and control them, but it's like that, but an adult version who's strong as shit, who's tanky for the division, and you just can do nothing against. Like, imagine your kid the same size as you. Imagine your little nephew the same size as you with that Tasmanian fucking energy, jumping all over the place. 1 second, they're shooting a takedown. And it's like, it's not even just like 1 second he's shooting a takedown, next second he's throwing hands, next second he's shooting a takedown. It's like, you're also seeing an evolution in the way Merab shoots takedowns. He chain wrestles, right? Like, you look at that Sandhagen fight, like, he's in on a shot. And before Sandhagen begins to stuff it, he's already transitioning to the back within like 3 seconds, picking Corey up, dunking him on his head, and that's how he got 20 takedowns, right? And I think that's what a lot of the takedown accuracy you see with Merab is him shooting the shot, kind of peeking around the corner, getting the body lock, or shooting through and then getting a body lock, like a bear hug style takedown, and dunking dudes on their head, right? He's technically failing the initial shot to get to an even better shot. He's so strong in the clinch. He's so strong with the body lock that there's just nothing you can do. And I just, Petr Yan's going to hold his own. He'll land some good strikes here and there. he doesn't have that devastating pop he used to where he just, like, could change fights, where he'd really bust dudes up and, where he was sending Uriah Faber flying across the cage, talking shit to him, like, raising his hands like, what? Come on, old-timer. I just don't think he's that dude anymore. I do think he's slowed down a little bit, and it's like, I think Merab gets 15 to 18 takedowns in this fight. I don't think he finishes him. I just think he's going to beat him better than he did the last time, right? I just think he's going to beat him better than the last time. I don't think he hurts Petr Yan on the feet. Petr Yan does have an excellent high guard with the boxing. Plus, if you're Merab, you don't want to get into, like, an exchanging battle in the pocket with a guy like Petr Yan, and he knows that, dude. You think he's going to do that, some stupid shit like that, and give Petr Yan a chance to knock him out? He's not going to do it. Petr Yan's going to, like, probably hardly have any volume because he's going to have to worry about the 70 takedown attempts coming his way. No matter what he does, 15 to 18 of those 70 takedown attempts are going to land. He's going to get dunked on his head. He's going to get punched, knee in the thigh. It's just going to be too much, as usual, right? It's just another night at the office for Merab, man. And this is going to be this guy's 4th fucking title defense of this year. It's like, I was going to say, we got to talk pound for pound, but it's just tough. It's tough to move him over Islam and Ilya still. Maybe Ilya. Maybe you move him over Ilya. Ilya's at that 2 spot right now. I get you're a champ and all that, dude, but we see you once a year, bro. I think if he wins, you put him at number 2 pound for pound. You can't put him past Islam. You just can't do it, dude. You can't do it. But it's just going to be another night at the office for Merab. He's going to beat him more impressively. I don't think he finishes him. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know who's next. I mean, I'm assuming Umar is going to win his fight against Figueiredo. And then you're going to run Umar again? This guy's lapping the fucking division. I mean, can we... Pantoja and you win. Maybe we get Pantoja Dvalishvili super fight. We could use that as UFC fans right now. We need it, man. Morale is low. Our confidence in this organization is shaken. We need some super fights. So both champs are going to go out here and do their thing. Merab's going to do it. Break the record. Most title defenses in a calendar year. He gets it done by decision. That's the picks. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know your picks in the comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Till next time.